Hi everyone, good morning.
Good morning, Ramya.
Mm, Okay, today we will discuss about how do we perform database testing using Tosca. Okay, so in order to start, okay, first, whenever you want to do some database testing and all by using Tosca, there are two ways to connect your database. One is by specifying the appropriate connection string of your database, and another way is by creating the DSN, data source details, in the ODBC setup. What is this ODBC and all means? All you need to do is just go to the administrative tools in your Windows administrative tools from your start menu, and here you will have the ODBC data sources. Just open it, and here see there are DSN details like user DSN, system DSN and all. So usually system DSN means this connection will work across this particular machine. Okay, and all you need to do is, okay, I already have some database connections here. Let me remove them. Yeah, all you need to do is click on the add button. Now, let me open my SQL Management Studio. Here I have one dummy database which has only one table in it. Let me take the details of it. Expand the databases. Yes. So this is the database that I'm talking about that I have. Database testing. This database actually I created it. Okay. And this is the only table that it has. I'll show you. Right click. Yeah. So this table, whatever I said that I'm having, consists of total 20 rows of data in it. Okay. So now let us see how do we work with it and query this table. So what we do is here, first thing is we need to select the what is the server that we are actually using. We are using Microsoft SQL Server. So again in that they have two, ODBC driver 11 or 17. So I want to go for 2014 version because I am using 2014 version of SQL Studio everywhere. So that is the reason I have selected ODBC 11 and I just said finish. Then it asked me some details like what name do you want to use in order to refer to this data source. So let me give it as some database testing, and how do you want to describe it? The same, which SQL server do you want to connect to? So how do we know which server is this in? Right click on it on the database, say properties, and then here in the view connection, you will see the server name details. That is some laptop hyphen something as there. I'll just copy that server name and paste it over here and say next. Now it is asking you which authentication do you want to use? Normal Windows authentication. So I just give the same. And now it is asking you again, like, do you want to change the default database? Yes, I want to change the default database to database testing. And yeah, these are the some other things. I don't want to disturb them. Let them be like this. Say next. And then finally, there are some other options that came up. All you can do is just click on this finish button and then test your connection. If your connection says that the text completes successfully, then you have created a appropriate connection or else you did some mistake. Okay, now it says like it has completed successfully. That means I connected successfully to the database. Just say okay, okay, and you are done. See here, you got a database testing or database. Okay, DSN. So after creating proper DSN details, how do we connect from Tosca Commander and work on it?
Ramya, if I don't have ODBC in the
Give
administrative
you.
tool, how can I add that one?
I'll give you those.
Okay.
Ramya, if I'm suppose I'm using the SQL Server Management Studio 2019, then in that case I will select 2017 option.
Yes,
Right?
usually these details, right, your developers only will give us.
Okay.
Don't worry about them. Okay, and this ODBC thing and all, I can give you that. That's not a big deal. I have,
How you created a dummy table in
I
that?
have one query. I can give you that as well if you need it.
Yeah, yes. Just provide the query.
Database. I have something. Yeah, here I have some. Actually, even when I'm starting these trainings and all, right, even that time initially I don't have. I'm doing all this later. Okay, I have one dummy query. If you execute it, it will create a table for you. But where is that? I think this one only might be. I'll see. Yeah, this one only. I'll give you this. Okay. Now, let's move on. Let's connect from here. Okay. So, here, when I say you want to perform database testing, there are two ways actually. One is you want to deal with only one database. I mean, at the time of testing. Okay, like you want to deal with only one database in your test case and you just query it and you close the connection. That is so simple. Another way is within single test case, you may want to deal with multiple databases. Then the approach is different. Let's see both the approaches. Okay, first let's see the single database one. So how do we connect to this single database and all? Like if it is the simple one, then actually we have so many standard modules for database in TBOB 6 engines. So among all these, for only one, if you are working on single database, you can directly use only one standard module, that is TBox DB expert module. Simply drag it, drop it here, and see here, these are the attributes that it needs. Open connection. So in this open connection, you can pass a connection name. That would be any dummy name. And this is optional again. Okay, for single database means it is optional. If you are using multiple, then again it is a mandatory thing. Now, and then do you want to go with DSN or do you want to go with connection string? We have the DSN, right? So what is our DSN name that we have created in the ODBC? Database testing. Am I correct? Here, the name that you have chosen. So give the same name here. Database testing. And if you are using SQL authentication there, then you may need to pass the user ID and password. But we used the normal authentication. Now all I say is simply, I'll give a very basic query, that is select star from, what is the table name, some type of vehicle. Let me see. Okay, I give that simple query. And what do you want to do in this result table? For suppose, I want to see how many rows this particular table is yielding. So what is that I do? Row count and some buffer name. Action mode should be buffer. And this close connection, by default, you will get it as true. Now let us run this and see if it works. So how many rows actually this table has? 20 rows. Error while connecting to database. Please check if your connection information is correct. There is some error while connecting to the database. So we use the name database testing only. Let me close this.
Ramya, the space between
Please,
data
you have given a space, Ramya.
space
Database
here.
testing.
I gave it there as well, right?
Okay.
I think there is some problem with the SQL select query.
Let me see. I gave the basic query only. Let us see. That's okay. Oh, no space. I'll copy this name. What you said is correct. There is no space actually. Yeah, it executed. And see, total rows has been set to value 21, including the header. And it has closed. And if you want to work on specific row and specific cell, the same as the table concept. Okay. And one important thing, using these database modules, you can either verify or buffer. Other than that, you cannot do anything. You cannot input values and all. Okay? Is
So
this
Ramya,
clear?
yeah, Ramya, so the database testing is only used to verify buffer. And on the other hand, we don't have any other sort of things to do with this database. It's very limited one, right?
Yes. You cannot update the values in database and all. All you do is you can verify or buffer them. That's it.
Okay. So, kind of very basic thing, right?
Yes. And now this is for the single one. Let's move on to the multiple ones. What do you do if you have multiple connections? Then all you need to do is, first let me create one multiple database test case. And here first step is to open the connection. Okay, I don't have multiple databases. I can't show you, but I will explain you here. So here you can give as many connection details as you want. For suppose I am saying this one as connection 1. Okay, and in this connection 1 I am giving database testing as my DSN. Think like I have some other DSNs also configured. So what I will do, I will declare all of them. So simply again say open connection again and say this is the connection 2 details. Okay, for suppose I have another DSN called DB testing. Think like that. So I'll just give those details here. Okay, multiple connection details that I have. And then all I need to do in order to execute the query is first point my connection. So what is the current connection that I want to point to? I want to point to connection 1. So give the same. And then what is the query that you want to execute? So run SQL statement. So here you will pass your SQL statement and this is the table that you want to access for. And finally close the connection. Again here you have to pass the connection name details. Which connection you want to close and all. This is how we work with multiple databases. Is it clear?
Yes, Ramya, but what is the use? I don't think so. Any business use for this
See,
database.
what is the use means we use them in real time to query the databases and all. Okay, in real time, usually what you have validate the things that you are getting on the UI versus DB and all, right? Sometimes the user roles, if you have any specific user roles dependent application. So then we will just send our query. We will always use only this module. That's all, nothing else. We don't go for this. We always stick to this only in real time.
Like in real time, earlier I have did database testing. So in that, he got a customer dummy database and created a forward database, and that we actually using select query, we actually populate data in the database like hundreds of rows at a time, creating certain tables. So all those things or actually also fetching database are in queries to find our rows and columns of particular table information. So all those things we cannot do here, right?
No, no. You should have
Okay.
appropriate query and then you should access the result table. If you are using Toad or some SQL Management Studio and all, you can see the things what are present in the table, and accordingly you can build, you can see multiple tables, and accordingly you can build queries. Here you can't do all those.
So in real time, have you used this database testing in
Yeah,
Tosca?
we will always build up our queries. Manual team will build their queries and give us, right?
Okay.
So we just use them here.
Ramya,
So
only at a time one query. So can I use multiple queries to get the multiple data?
Only one query.
So again, we need to only one query.
Yes.
Okay.
Ramya, generally, what type of queries you run in real time?
The join queries and all. Okay.
Ramya, what is the connection string?
Connection
Connection
string.
string. What is that?
Sometimes your development team will give you connection string.
In the URL form.
Yeah. Okay. And those connection string details you can paste it here. In our project, we use this only. If you are using DSN, right? Thank you for reminding. If you are using DSN, entire team must use the same naming conventions.
Okay.
Because you saw, right? For suppose I am using database testing without space, and one of you are using database testing with space. And now if you run the same step, same test case in your computer, it won't work because you have a space in between. So all of us should stick to the same names. This is one disadvantage that we have if you are using DSNs. Best way is to go for connection string.
Ramya, do you know how to create a connection string from the MS SQL database? Any idea?
I don't have an idea on it. I think usually it consists of the server details, the username, and all this, right?
Because yesterday I was trying to generate a connection string because I have two computers, two laptops, one in VM and another in my local laptop. So I'm trying to using the my laptop database details into the VM actually, so that I can use the same DB at a time from two different sets instance of Tosca. So I cannot do it right. It was giving a lot of errors and all.
Okay. So I'm not sure about this. I'm just saying if I have those options here. No. I think there will be some method in order to construct that connection string.
Yeah, it's a lot of process are there. Steps like you have to use your that LAN IP address, and you have to do a lot of settings like you have to do the firewall settings. You have to do the settings in that what I say that database itself. So after doing a lot of things, then only we get that. But still, it is not working. I tried a lot from the online help and all, but still it failed actually.
Something usually it will be something like this. For the driver you will give that, and for the others you will give something like this.
Yeah, Tosca is only providing the details for connection using the typical RDBA method because nowadays non-SQL DBs are there like MongoDB, HBase, Cassandra. So they are not providing support for all those things, right?
In ODBC setup, whatever you can set up, right? All those can be connected. That's all. So
So
here, all you do is just click on this add and see what all can you connect. You can connect to SQL Server and even SQLite. Okay, that's all max to max.
okay,
And Oracle DB.
okay, that's all traditional database.
Yes. Okay. So now what we will do is, can somebody open your certifications, database certification that you have? Let us discuss about it. Okay. Then let me, is anybody having database certification to be completed? Do you guys all completed it?
Not me, I'm not
Yeah.
done it.
No, Ramya.
Can anybody share me your screen, please? Anybody wants? Just let me know. I will give you the host.
Okay, Ramya, let me share my screen.
Okay. I made you as the host. You can open it. Okay. Just go to this Tricentis school page. Yeah, teachable.com. So what you do is, hold on, go to this all courses. And here, just type database. This is a simple certification which has just 7 questions in it.
Ramya, if these certifications are actually of any holds any of value for the CV?
Yeah, usually in companies and all, right, they ask you for the certifications. Okay. So now let's see. Can I'll read out the questions. You people can answer me. Okay.
Okay.
So if you query for a whole data table within the database, what is the best way to buffer multiple entries? That means you want to buffer multiple details from the database table. So how do you do that?
Using a loop.
Think twice. How do you query single database? Single test step, that is DB expert module you are going to use. So within one test step, how can you query multiple entries? How can you buffer them?
Specifying multiple buffer operations within the result table.
Yes, because we can't use a library if statement or loop within a single test step, right? In the same way, if you want to verify multiple entries, how do we do that? The same, specifying multiple verifications within the result table. Okay, now let's go on. This one you should tell me. Which of the following standard modules is the connection to database defined? Where do you define the connection details among these?
Current connection.
Current connection will point to the connection, but connection details will be present in.
Open connection. Open connection. It is open connection.
Open connection.
Yes. Move on. Now, what are the steps to set up a new ODBC connection for a SQLite database? How can you open ODBC?
The first one, Ramya.
DSN.
Administrator to add the
Yeah, the last one. Open
One,
data.
Ramya.
ODBC data source.
DSN
Select
database
using design.
connections.
Click on add. The last one.
The last one. Did we open any Windows Database Manager? No.
No.
Is Windows Data Sources Administrator? No. Nothing we have did. All we did is we went to administrative tools and then we opened the ODBC data sources. The last one. Next, which actions can you perform by using expert module? There are 3 answers. Can we open a connection using expert module?
Yes.
Can we close a
Yes,
connection
Ramya.
using expert module?
Yes.
Running
Yes.
an SQL statement.
And the third one also running SQL.
Yes. 1, 2, 3.
We cannot handle multiple connections.
Multiple. Yes.
We can't do that. So just say check. Continue. Now, which of the following actions can be performed by DB run SQL statement standard module?
Querying a table and verifying values within the result table.
Yeah, third one, right?
There are 2 answers.
And the fourth one,
Yeah.
Because we can't
add and delete.
any changes to the tables. So adding and deleting are making the changes. We can't do that.
Yes.
Next one is the last question. How do you work with multiple database connections?
By using the T-box or DB expert.
DB
No,
expert
fourth
is
one,
meant for one or multiple. Using
one.
one. Okay. So this is not the correct answer. Now let's go to this. DB current connection defines which connection you are using for run SQL statement. Is this correct or wrong?
No, no.
Wrong, Ramya. I think third one will be there.
I'm going with the second one because I said you, whenever we are using multiple connections, what is that you do? First you will say open connection and you will define all the connection details. Later what is that you use? Current connection. So that you will point to the exact connection that you want to work for and you will give the run SQL statement, right?
Yes, Ramya, right.
So what do you think the answer is? Second one.
Yes.
Yes, Ramya.
We are done. And we got 100%. Okay. Yeah. So tomorrow we will discuss about API testing. Okay. Any other questions? Any doubts? Okay then. Have a great day. Bye-bye.